Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Artcast. God, there must have been like a good 3 week chunk where I was just working on these boxing commissions. Um, Not that I mind. It was just like, oh, yeah, I did that. Uh, yeah, the topography and that middle part, and the bridge of her nose. I've gotten a little bit better at sort of studying Blender. I just found out something amazing, and that's how to control your normals. I did not know this, but normals are the way that the light hits your models. And if you're using subdivisions, which is a way of making your model look cleaner and smoother, and adding more geometry than there actually is, it turns off custom normals, which is why no matter what I ever did to try and tweak them, they would never come out clean or get smoother no matter what I would do. So you got, if word of the wise, if you're like working with normals or you're working with subdivision, you actually have to tick that little box. It's always a little box somewhere that is just always hidden. That's why Blender has such a, like, no matter what you start, like if you start with the donut thing, fine, you'll make a nice donut. But when you start getting into the weeds and you want to like pull some real like magic tricks, it's always comes down to one little box that's hidden somewhere, or one little setting that's like tucked away in the middle of physics for some reason. But anyway, I could probably clean that up. I can. Oh yeah, I would just collapse the center geometry and make that a nice clean loop. I literally am looking at something that says a lighting seminar that another artist is going to do this afternoon. It looks fun. Hey, Werewolf, how you doing? So anyway, this is another forget about it. No, this is another boxing thing, and this time it's a forget about it. This is the same model I used in Halloween when Cookie came up then. I was just able to take the head and the body and kind of reposition it and then work it from there, which actually saved a lot of time for that one commission. Also, the title of the Artcast is Forget About, as in about boxing bout. Thought that was funny. Just wanted to share that with you. Um, yeah, okay, let's see. I'm going to try and do something a little different with these and have some notes open. There's a few things I want to talk about. First of all, Magic the Gathering artists are trying to unionize. So, let's see. They're not trying to unionize. They are unionizing. They just want Hasbro or Has Been Bro to actually acknowledge their unions, which is, I don't know if that's a thing you needed to do. I mean, it sounds like it shouldn't be. Magic Union. And anyway, there's this little thing that you can sign to like put some public groundswell behind it. Where is it? No, Magic Union support. Oh, it's specifically Magic Arena. Magic the Gathering Arena, union addressed by, but will not recognized. Well, screw that. I mean, I've given them maybe like $25 in the last half a year. So I honestly, it's not like I can withhold a lot of money. I'm trying to figure out where that union, that thing is, where you can help sign and back it up. No, Forget About It is a. Well, hold on. Let me. Developer unionized. Kotaku. No playing arena. Here we go. It's not an official Steam site. Well, screw you. What do you think I'm doing here, Steam? Here. I must have at some point bought a Hasbro product. I'm looking at my shelf now, and I'm seeing a bunch of old games. I literally have Stratego, Transformers by let's see. This says Milton Bradley, but it's got the Hasbro logo here. So they must have at some point was just like, well, we want to capitalize on Milton Bradley for a while. But at some point they dropped that shit. It couldn't have been like too long because I've got Transformers Stratego and I've got Transformers Risk. They're literally sitting on top of each other. And they must have at some point been made at the same time. Oh, you know what? Instead of Magic the Gathering, I could literally just play Planewalkers. I've got that board game here. I could just play Planewalkers until they decide to do the Union. Oh, that's right. Transformers was always Hasbro. So at some point they must have yeah. That's interesting. Stratego is Milton Bradley and Risk is Parker Brothers. Okay, but I think it didn't both of them eventually sell to Hasbro? Yeah, okay. 2009. So that was a while back. I must have inadvertently like bought some stuff from Hasbro. If I'm collecting board games. Let's see. This is actually no. This is an old game. See, I got a Milton Bradley. That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, this is weird. I never noticed this, but the full name of this game is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Time to Apply Turtle Wax. WHAKS, as in wax, not wax. Wax, the game. And this is a sort of raised platform. No, this isn't the raised platform one. That would have been the 2012 version. This is just some sort of weird. It's based off the one that was on Fox. Let's see. Anywho, yeah. Support the union. Be the one time O'Brien actually won. Oh, Steam is just as the Steam community notes. I mean, Steam users are just as scummy as anywhere else. Let's see. I'm going to see who this guy is with the stupid anime avatar. Let's see what they play. He's got a 27% average completion rate. and they have trash tastes. Of course they do. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna monitor that a little more. Um, like, what does like Arena get? I guess the problem with like still playing the game, even though you're not giving them any money, is that it provides an incentive for other players, these quote unquote either people who will drop $5 here and there, or your whales to participate. You are providing a healthy ecosystem for the for the game to exist, just by just being a casual player. Did you think I was a person as a kid? You know what? I was actually unaware of Hanna-Barbera. Uh, I thought all cartoons were Warner Brothers. By the time I was able to process, like, oh, Hanna-Barbera is a company, I was old enough to, like, sort of know that companies were named after people. I didn't know if they were actually one person. But then again, by the time I did see a picture of, like, of the characters of Hanna-Barbera, so it wasn't like a huge. Maybe at some point I did, but it wasn't like this huge thing where it was like mystified for me. I thought all cartoons were Warner Brothers because, of course, Chuck Jones would go and he worked for. He would go to MGM and make a bunch of those Tom and Jerry shorts, and that style was so distinct that I was just like, "Oh, well, that's a Looney Tunes cartoon." And I was probably never corrected because, again, it's sort of that thing where your parents, like, my if my uncle were still alive, who my great uncle, pardon me, my grandmother's brother, who was into things. He was the principal and the basketball coach. uh Unfortunately died a very young, at the age of like 65, from an aneurysm. um that was hard on grandma. But if he had actually stuck around, um, even not as old as grandma, because grandma was exceptional at 93, I would have still have known him at when he was 5 years older, so I could have maybe have known him in high school. He was a big. He would read comic books on the farm. She would say. Um, he would read comic books. He would talk about the Flintstones with his students, of like how it well, like after the premieres, which essentially was like the Family Guy of its time. Um, did Chuck Jones ever work for Disney? I am not sure. I don't think so. I think at one point he just to put a cap around that last story, I think he would have corrected me and said, "Oh well, no, no, this is MGM and they own, Droopy and this and this and that." Um, which is different, even though the guy worked for like a bunch of see Disney. The Simpsons at the time, yeah, yeah, you're probably right. Even though I don't think the Flintstones was ever that risque, it was just the Honeymooners extended into its, if Jackie Gleason had continued working on the Honeymooners. Chuck Jones Disney. Okay, he worked at Warner Brothers for a brief uncredited 4-month period in 1953, primarily as an assistant to Ward Kimball. Okay. So you could say that Chuck Jones worked on Sleeping Beauty as an assistant. Uh, ba, 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 ba. You think at some point when Chuck Jones got established, he would have maybe like gone and done something with them, but I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You wrote that. You read the same thing I did. Um. That's fine. That's probably closer to our age demographic. I mean, I remember the Honeymooners rerunning, which is weird because I think there's only like what? How many episodes of the Honeymooners are there? Not Honeymoon Island. Honeymooners are there. 39 episodes. Oh, okay. There are over 100 lost episodes, sketches. Okay. So, the Honeymooners were originally just part of a greater ensemble of sketch shows, such as the Jackie Gleason show, but there are 39 whole produced episodes. Hey, Mr. Nobody. And then speaking back to it, let's take it back to Forget About It. Yeah, I mean, Forget About It is it's sort of a weird anomaly. It kind the way it's got kind of a weird following on YouTube, just for the fact that it's really one of those shows that like aired on Canadian TV and then got canceled, and then they just started putting the episodes up on TV on YouTube under its own account, and then just kind of got a following from there. Um, it's like an ugly puppy. It's people just really started to kind of dig it. I'm going to say the whole phenomenon kind of reminds me of like things that would happen on like Adult Swim, where some show would like stop its original iteration and but get a new life on like late night TV, which is literally what saved Family Guy. Yeah, it's rough. Let me bring up like let me look through and see the episodes because there's a couple good ones. Like actually like inspired. Pa, pa, pa. Forget about it. I mean, here's favorite episodes chose by you, the fans, and that's 8 hours long. Um, the theme song's pretty good. I just want the actual episodes. Where's the actual episodes? Where's the playlist of the episodes? They also do new shorts apparently because they got the original cast to like do stuff. Let's see. Okay, we've got some problems because now they just seem to okay, season 1, okay, season 2, okay, season 3. Good. I found the lists. I don't think there's anything like really outstanding in season one. Let's see. That's the first one. Uh, Al Capone, where's Late? No. Uh, no. No. The Man with No Ass. No. The Full Mountie. No. Where's the one? Maybe it's season two. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. Okay, there's one episode where oddly enough, Jimmy, who is the main character, there's one good episode where he finds out that his father his father is now his mother because let me get the terminology right. She's a trans performer at a Canadian cabaret because much like Jimmy, she got into a situation where she had to flee the mafia and just for being like trans since he could kind of remember being sort of like drawn to like uh, uh, the feminine aspect of his lifestyle. Um, and yeah, gotten protection, witness protection in exchange for a new life in Canada. And they two meet up. It's actually kind of it's weirdly sweet. And he's more there. There's this funny thing at the end of it where they get in the shootout with these other like just Canadian criminals, not mobsters or anything, but they really just kind of it devolves into a shouting match between Jimmy and his mother. Mainly, Jimmy is not. I mean, he's got like, of course, he comes from a certain generation. He's got complex feelings about this, but he more or less finds out he's more upset that his mother or his parental figure at the time, the one that like made him go into like the mafia to begin with, abandoned him. Um, and these two other like masked shooters are running side by side, and one takes the side of saying like, "You just don't abandon your kid," and the other shooter says, "Oh well, she's you're when you become a parent, you're just supposed to be miserable for the rest of your life." And then the other guy saying, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's certain responsibilities." And he says, "Well, at what point does personal happiness come into the situation?" And it was really weird. They got into their own shouting match and sort of forgot about Jimmy and his mom, um, leaving them to also. It's actually like a really, really surprisingly nuanced take on sort of transitioning and relationship with the family and everything. And I think she showed up a bunch of other times later on after that. Has a good repertoire with the family. So yeah, it's like weird, huh? It's like, huh, forget about it. Actually did like a really nice and progressive examination of a trans character. And Jimmy don't care. He's like a kind of a he really don't care about that stuff. It's not like he gets a hang up like that one schmuck on the Sopranos. Oh, and there's also one he called he's of course in this mess because Uncle Cheech he uh he saved Uncle Cheech from getting whacked because Cheech runs his mouth too much because he's like really old and just kind of loose lipped now. And they get into a big fight and he Jimmy calls him a bum. Here, let's see. Forget about it. Bum. Bum clip. He gets ghost. No. And it's like they add reverb to when he calls into a bum, and everyone just gasps. And Cheech is on like the verge of tears. It's like he's the worst thing you could call someone in that family. And then he ends it with, "That's the truth of you." Let's see. Where is it? No. Yeah, the kids are annoying. Oh, the Royal Mounted Police, the Mountie. It's actually a pretty good friend to them. Oh, that's another joke. At the beginning of one of the episodes, Jimmy's like flipping through the channel. Speaking of which, he literally, like, the Mountie is like checking in on him because it's part of witness protection. And I think he said something like, "Why the hell is every Canadian show just a clone of an American show?" Which is kind of true. Canadians will see something that an American does, or like an American show. For example, check out like Adventure Time, and I forget what it was called. It was Adventure Time and something Gross Town or something. No. Here, let me just look. Let me just type in Adventure Time Canadian clone. No, not actual clones. No, not actual clones. Bravest Warriors is not a clone. Bravest Warriors is just another. It was called not Booger Town. Gross Town. No, Freak Town. Freakville. Freak Town. Yes, Freak Town. Okay, I got it right. Yeah, let me just drop this in there. Freak Town. I wonder if I could just drop it into the thing as long as I mute it. Because you don't need to hear it. You just see it. Freak Town intro. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Browser. Okay. Wish there was an easier way to do this. Boom. Also, this is stupid, OBS. Why the hell do you have the dimensions set here at 80 and 60? Great. What is it? Like 120 or 1200 over YouTube yeah, 920 over. No, that's a little too big. Yeah, let's do 1280. Over 720. Everyone should have that tattooed on them at some point. Let's see. Read page info, refresh the cache. I don't know what this is. Okay, now I need to hold on. Does that actually send audio anywhere? I'm not seeing any new audio. Okay, so this is Freaktown. Yeah, that's Freaktown. And it's Teletoon, of course. One more time. Oh, interact. Oh, there's a bird. Oh my gosh, look at the live cam of a bird. Are you seeing this? And they blurred out a building because they had to. What is this? This is from Bad Zungi Zungen. Bad Zungen. Thurgin. Bike. Hey, bike guy. What is this? Shamrocks and worms and then fists. Okay, anyway, I gotta get rid of this. Go back. I want to see what the other one was. Oh, there is no go back. There we go, Freaktown. Yeah, he's a praying mantis guy. Welcome to Freaktown. Anyway, just look at the artwork. Screw you, Geico. You pay me. Here, let me close that and then also squash that down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's just like, you know, like teddy bears, quote unquote human boy. I've seen Priscilla. She's gotten a little bit of play. Princess Boo Boo, of course. Which, at least in Canada, they acknowledge that the princess is evil. Although I think the teddy bear is like. Actually, no. The teddy bear is a mare. I forgot. The teddy bear is a mare, but they were put in place by Princess. So they're always like, ooh, you freaks. You freaks in your freaky town. We'll try to control you. I'm interested in that bird now. Where the hell is that? Come on. Oh no, because I had it in the weird browser. I didn't it didn't actually register on my main account. Let's see. Bird. What did I say it was? Strugensins. So yes, Forget About It has its moments. I think it mainly got a lot of I don't know why it got kind of popular. One, because it was just there and people were like throwing up full episodes. It may have been in like, I'm gonna watch this ironically. But it does have its moments. There's one episode where it's uh, Gina, the little, the basically the Stewie of the family, um, befriends a goose, and the goose is actually like, because it's a freaking Canadian goose, it's like hyper aggressive to everyone else other than its owner, which is Gina. So she likes it. It's kind of like Gina's his capo or her capo. God, a goose capo. Yeah, I have it recorded. I can look it up. In fact, I can just scroll back here. Let's see. Anyway, this is good. I like the way this is turning out. This is like one of the nicer ways of using Blender and also just drawing over it. The topology ain't that bad. I should probably dig this up and see if I can actually make some. I should dig. Sometimes I tend to like dig up old models and see if they work or anything. Yeah, okay. This is live footage from uh Bad Sylvanigen. Okay, here. Some sort of stork. Wow, that's a big nest. Oh, I think hopefully, fingers crossed, I got my first pumpkin. The first female flower on my. It's not the first female flower, but it's the first female flower to open on my pumpkin plant. And it opened up, and I was able to take one of the male flowers and kind of shove it in there a bit and spin it around, and hopefully it got pollinated. And hopefully that'll be the one of the first pumpkins that I'll get for Halloween. Have I told you about the garden we have now? We've got some squash and okra. I don't know what the hell we're going to do with this okra. We've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got like 10 okra plants, which is fine, but that's a shit ton of okra. And I told mom that. And I said, well, I hope you like okra. We can't just keep frying it all. We got to actually figure out how to eat it. And it's sticky, gummy stuff. That and yellow squash, which I don't mind. That could be a side dish. I could sort of have yellow squash every other day for because it's fine. You just cut it up, throw a little butter and salt on it, and then it's done. I could probably make some sort of variation on ratatouille with it because we have tomato plants. But like all that okra. Hello, May. There we go. Thank you for the copy, and let's check out on that bird. I used to watch other shows like that. It's nice to watch them with they do they have like barn owls. Ooh, what the hell is this? Grease liner add-on. Okay, what the hell are you? This is a new add-on from Blender. Customize. It looks like it's just a menu for it looks like it's just a menu for a grease pencil. But it has like weight. Okay, let's see. No, I don't want. No. No, what I want is actually clean line work. And this is just making it look like it's sketchy. Which is fine, but I don't want that. I can get that on my own. But you have to add a bunch of modifiers in order to make it seem super clean. Okay, let's throw this in there and check out that bird again. It's 21 degrees Celsius, wherever the hell this is. And they have 2,000 people watching it right now. But anyway, yeah, you go and you watch a bunch of barn owls kind of hang out, or pigeons or robins. Car. Or that weird thing that people do now that they put the cameras on a certain popular walkway and just have people do people watching. Oh, cool. That sounds good. Almond cookies are actually really, really good. Oh, we've got some Comic Cons coming up here in Phoenix. Let's see. There's one that's new. Let's see. Comic Con. Comic convention. There's one that's Phoenix Fusion or Fan Fusion. That's the big one. But there should be another one. Collecticon. And that's supposed to be May 9th. No, animes. No, that's May 16th. Wow, why do we have so many? Why the hell? Why do we have so many? Okay, no, we've got. Yeah, and okay, I know why. Because summer. Because people can probably move around easier and get to certain places. You know, yeah, we got the Gathering of the Ghouls, which I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, that's in Mesa. Oh, no, no. Oh, Mama was like, she was the one that said, oh, they've got a Comic Con, but this is out all the way out in Scottsdale. Well, not too far away. What the hell is this? I've never even heard of this place. Westworld of Scottsdale. It looks like a. Okay, it's a warehouse. It looks kind of like a. Yeah, it's where they have rodeos sometimes. But you can like rent it out for other things. Yeah, they literally have like I'm looking at their resume right now, or referrals and services and venues. It's a big stadium. You can have like a bunch of rodeos there, but they also do catering, which they did not just set up a bunch of tables on the dirt. This must be somewhere else. Huh, now I kind of want to go to this thing just to see what the place is like. It's got a big metal horse out in the front. It's like a convention center, except a little snootier because it's Scottsdale. They've got classic car shows that they have out in the field, out in the back, and this must be like a convention hall. And then yeah, they have a rodeo section. They've got Bike Week coming up soon. Oh yeah, it looks like it's like maybe 3 or 4 separate buildings with a big old dirt lot in the middle out in the open for like rodeos or the car shows or something. Okay, Westworld. I've never even heard of it. But the big thing that they got down here is going to be Fan Fusion, which is actually a couple days just before or a week before my birthday. I went 1 year. The Blue Devil statue? I'm not sure. Let's see. Are you talking about the horse? No, no, the horse is in Colorado. But ours, this one's here. I'll bring up a picture of it. Let's see. Let me pop that back up. It's more of like a horse. I mean, you can color it any way you want. Here it is, looking blue. Copy image address. There, that's it, looking blue. As you can see, it's kind of made from. I guess that's what. Those are metal poles. Here's another one. Here's another view of it. Yeah, it can be lit any way you want it. They've got a bunch of them. They got red and it's like a mesh, a horse mesh. But I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of Lucifer, which is actually somewhere else. Yeah, there we go. Lucifer, you said it. No, I'd rather go downtown. That's just like maybe a 20-minute drive. The Phoenix Fusion. But what? And then at Mesa again, that same. Wait, no, this is the Mesa Convention Center. How many convention centers do we have here? The DoubleTree Hilton in Phoenix Mesa, and that's the Artist Assembly Horror Fest. Okay. Then Anime Arizona, that's at the Phoenix Convention. So in November they're having another anime thing. Okay. Where the hell's the Gathering of the Ghouls? And what is the Gathering of the Ghouls? Okay, this is the Mesa Convention Center. So this is all sorts of... They just spread all over the place. Gathering of the Ghouls. I guess that's a horror convention? Yeah, it's a horror convention. The ultimate Arizona's ultimate horror and Halloween convention. Yeah, they got some stuff. I mean, it's mainly just like, here, let's see what they're actually going to have this year. Free photo ops with like, oh, Horrorbilly. Okay, actually, it's got a apparently we've got a thriving Horrorbilly, which makes sense. This being the Southwest and all. It's the home of the Horrorbilly pageant, beauty pageant. That's going to be fun. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a lot of... I don't know about artwork. Other than some commissions, there's not like a lot of stuff I would like dig out. They got a haunted house that you can walk through. Panels. Okay. Let's see who they're actually going to have this year. Guests. Okay, Doug Jones, Pan's Labyrinth, Shape of Water. That's the big headline they have. Chester Rushing from Stranger Things, Jeepers Creepers 3, and Monster Party, which I don't know what that is. Yeah, they've actually got a, they say announcement coming soon. They haven't actually like filled out a bunch of stuff. They got Tyler LeBring, who is the star of Trucker and Dale versus Evil and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Okay. I mean, it's not the biggest convention here, but I bet it's fun. You gotta enjoy those young little scrappy things. Oh, the Mumsters series, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, the Daily Wire is just like hemorrhaging a bunch of staff and money, because who would have guessed? Actually, they're thinking that because of the election in Hungary, because that guy got outed. They're starting to wonder whether or not he was like funding all this right-wing bullshit, such as the Daily Wire and I don't know. I can name a bunch of them. This is comes to us in terms of, oh no, the chip chilla or the chilla chip or whatever that stupid bluey knockoff. Speaking of like knockoffs, good riddance. Also, they probably can't find anyone to actually act in their movies, especially since the movies are now just death traps. Did you hear about Kang Kang the Conquered? He fell out a window. And they were like, that's not a stunt. That's just them being bad at their jobs. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. I've never gotten a table anywhere before. We'll see how the I'll start dipping my snoot into it and seeing what the convention center's like. Let's see. Huh? Was I where? Did I reset something? Here, let's see. That's the browser. Media source. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess we're working good. Yeah, I will take a. I mean, I'll look into it. Let's see. Okay, that works. I'm also trying to set some stuff up on my laptop. Artcast in or not my laptop. It used to be grandma's. Is that the what's working? Chance. Oh, do I not have the exit? New intro best. Huh, I only have the intro. Why do I not have the outro? I wonder if it's in here. I was uh, I was thinking about going out and doing some organizing the chest bin of tools that we have out there. I haven't touched it since I came home and had to, it was like, God, it's been about a year. Mom got really emotional yesterday. It was May 1st, which, no, she's not like a huge supporter of, I mean, she is the supporters of workers, but she didn't know what May Day was yesterday. I kind of had to explain that to her, but she was mostly emotional because that's the anniversary of the day we finalized selling of Grandma's house, and we were just reminiscing most of the day, like, oh my gosh, we did a lot. Like there was a turnaround between Christmas and then selling the house that year. Uh, yeah, the whole process maybe took 7 months. And one of those months was just having the house on the, or no, two of those months was just having the house on the market. Um, so yeah. So she was just thinking, got emotional. She used a good portion of her inheritance to buy this house. So she owns this house now, which is nice. Yeah, just kind of one of those things where emotions were just running high for a while. So anyway, I was going to say, when I came home, we just dumped a bunch of tools back there, and I was looking for a patching trowel. Hand me my patching trowel, boy. I was looking at it because we had got some little cracks in the foundation, and she wants to take care of that because you don't want water to get in there. So we've got some like pre-made patch stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I'm looking for like a, a trowel, a scraper, something to like put it in there. And I was like, and I look in the thing, and I'm like, oh god, I gotta sort. It was a cascade of like different chores, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just take the computer out here, and I'll just do an Artcast. But then I open it up, and I find that my on the computer, like the portable, I find that my avatar is missing, and I find out that I am also missing the avatar's missing, and I'm missing the ending. So I was like, I'm not going to half-ass this. So I'm going to try and sit here and look through some stuff. But yeah, it's been a year. Ooh, boy. Wait, no, no. Okay, I have that. I have this. I should have. Well, maybe I don't. Artcast is right here. Oh, I have old movies. Huh. I've got Asterix and the Vikings on here. I've got Asterix in America. I've got Lou Over the Wall, Mickey Mouse and the Three Musketeers. Why did I download these? I got Redline, and I've got Twice Upon a Time. Oh, I know. I was maybe showing these during some art casts. Kid Cosmic. Do I have the entire? Yeah, I've got Kid Cosmic episodes. So I was using this computer beforehand. No. That's right. I would take this out to the kitchen counter and I would work on some stuff or I would download some stuff while I was having coffee with grandma. Oh, God. Okay, anyway, I got art. What's in the new folder? Nothing. And I got Halloween playlist because I would use her computer to go out and every Halloween I would connect this to the speaker, and we would play music from this because my phone was garbage at the time. Oh, and I have SNES. I have a SNES set up. Interesting. Okay. Where the hell? Okay, so I got to find the ending part, and I got to transfer this there. Okay, it's always a thing. Oh, this character that Cookie is fighting, she is, I guess, the neighbor. This is Cookie's Bonnie, which is weird because I guess I was watching I was watching clips of Family Guy. Let's be honest, I was watching clips in a series of progression that someone could describe as an episode of the pumpkin spice thing of Family Guy. But let's see, we got pumpkin spice. Yeah, okay, and apparently Bonnie is just like a huge bitch to Lois now, which is kind of the way this relationship started out with between Cookie and her neighbor, but eventually they became sort of frenemies, that sort of thing. So yeah, this is actually kind of in character. What's up, steam powered cyborg? Yeah, it depends on who you ask. I was saying some people were saying there was really good stuff, there's really bad stuff. I've said there was an oddly weird good trans representation episode, which may have earned it some brownie points on the internet as a whole. I don't think so, just because they had one really good episode. It's hit and miss in certain aspects. Um, but it's got a good following. It's so. Speaking of which, I've been watching a bunch of Psychops, which is another sort of Canadian Adult Swim show, literally on Canadian Adult Swim. Um, and it was a little sad because it's a proper show and it's got like it's got like 2 seasons done, or at least 24 episodes, and then they've gone the forget about model where they've just decided to put their episodes on the internet or on a YouTube account. And then one person was like, "Oh, this is amazing! I don't know how you make these episodes so fast." And I was like, "Oh, they think it's an actual YouTube series." That's that's disappointing because it's not, and they won't be able to make new episodes. Um, I'm looking for a clip, not a clip. I'm looking for an actual chip, like a USB drive. I'm trying to figure out where. Oh, I know. I'll just use this. Um, if you don't have it, there's a program called Everything. It's a search engine. It's a search engine for when File Explorer craps out. Okay, Artcast. No? Wow. Oh, I have this set to pictures. Okay, no wonder. I need video. Artcast ending MP4, Artcast ending. Okay, Artcast ending MP4. Good. That's exactly what I need. Yeah, USB clip. And I'll just take it and shove it over here. And that'll solve that, because next time I get a hankering to do an art cast and I've got stuff to do outside, I'll be able to do it. Um, I wouldn't call it a Family Guy ripoff. I just think that I mean, it's got similarities, but like, what doesn't? They could have maybe done a little bit more to. I mean, the art style is different enough, and that's enough to distinguish it. I would say if you're going to call it a ripoff of something, I would go with the analog of American Dad, because Family Guy, American Dad is Family Guy with a very like conservative, father who has a very specialized career. You can make the argument that Forget About It is more of a clone of American Dad because it's about a dad who has a very specialized career. Peter Peter's just Peter. He'll do whatever he wants. They made a somewhat of a big deal, and it was a little bit of a big deal about how the earlier seasons Peter went from having several different jobs. I don't remember what his first job was. Wait, what was his first job? He worked at a brewery. He worked on a boat, and then he lost his boat. Then worked for the brewery. The first episode of the series was the fact that he lost his job. What was Peter's first job? God, it's been so while. But it's like Homer. It's like, where he works, but like, does it even matter? Oh, St. Peter's first job was a Galilean fisherman who was the 12th apostle. So he was a fisherman, and then he became like one of Jesus's entourage. Cool. Thanks, AI. Also known as the Rock of the Church. Yeah. Peter Griffin. Longest running job is he does work for the shipping department at the Pawtucket's Brewery. Oh yeah, he was a wait, no, was he he wasn't a safety inspector for the Happy-Go-Lucky Toy Factory. Was he literally just doing Homer's job? He's also worked as a fisherman and held hundreds of short-lived one-episode jobs, of course. Quality insurance for the Happy-Go-Lucky Toy Factory. That's weird. They've not done anything with that. That would have been fun to have like a bunch of toy gags. Yeah, because I was going to say he wasn't the safety inspector. I think that may be AI hallucination. Because I remember he takes his dad to work one day, and his dad like assembles all the toys super quick. He does like a whole afternoon of work in like 5 seconds. That's right. They had the French guy. Remember, the French guy was the boss or something. Peter Griffin's first boss, who showed up for a while, but then I guess went away. Jonathan Weed, of course. And I guess the new guy is Preston Lloyd. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think that may have been the first one. I think. That's why he got. There was the whole thing of him getting uh, you know, the check for $1 million. Literally the origin of the oh yeah joke. Let's see. Did I throw that on there? Where is it? There we go. Throw this on there. Good. Okay. Got that done. Now I need to figure out what I can do to. Did I tell you? I told you guys. I was fiddling around with this, and the reason why OBS was so slow is because my avatar was like the avatar, the picture of the avatar or my avatar that you're looking at right now was so huge on this laptop that it was actually using up like 75% of OBS's functionality. And as soon as I got rid of it, it was like, oh, okay, I can actually do things now. Also, I had a bunch of other like really crappy programs that were trying to update on this. And then once I got rid of them, the computer runs fine now. My mom is just like grandma. I got grandma this laptop, and she used it for a while, but and she used it to check her. She just used it for like a couple things. Check her bank accounts, check her numbers, get all that sorted out. Um, but I gave her a laptop. I gave her some. I tried to get her to use some other programs on this, and she just kind of didn't. Mom wanted a desktop computer, so I set her up with one. Doesn't use it. I gave her this old laptop. She doesn't use it. She uses her phone still for all sorts of other stuff. There's a point where it becomes inversed, and your parents are just like kids. Um, Speaking of which, mom does have this. She listens to videos at night now on her phone, and she listens to them with the volume up to help her fall asleep. And you're just like sitting there, and you're thinking, "Oh my God, why do I have to listen to this too?" And then I think back to when I was a kid, where I would get up early in the morning and I turn on the TV and I watch old episodes of MST3K, or I'd have the music going, and I'm thinking, well, they put up with me, I'll put up with them. It's the circle of life. Where the hell is the... Okay, hold on. Programs. No. Yeah. Let's see. We're oh good. We're coloring. Was this fully shaded or not? Let's see. We're 1 minute into which episode is this? Oh, there she is. Yeah, she got a little generic thing going on there with the one little point. I think they literally like recycle a bunch of models. Like they okay, you got a bunch of kids like bitching about like, oh man, they reused models on Invincible when like two characters just kind of look the same. It's like, okay, do you know what a model is? Like really, like honestly, do you think that like this is rigged animation? Also, people complaining about how the comic book, the cartoon doesn't have the same artwork as the comic. Um, good. Everyone in the comic has a weird underbite, and they're scrunchy. And Debbie looks actually like really good looking. Did you see Kurtman? It's like I forget who some comic book. I don't know if this was the interviewer coloring the commentary of it, but he was like, "Well, Superman's irrelevant now because we've got stuff like Invincible and stuff like that." And then he was all like, "Well, I noticed that I watched the new Superman cartoon and they turned Kryptonians into Viltrumites." And I was like, wait, uh, no, not really. I mean, the Zod's been a thing since the 70s, my dude. Let's see, Strawberry Hawk. What that is? Okay, let's see. Let's see if this worked out. Okay, I have that there. Oh, I had it in documents. Okay, well, that's the problem. Desktop, Artcast. Huh, why isn't it showing up? There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and that's the opening. Now I got to figure out what to do here. I guess I can literally just take. Oh, here. Let's see. I gotta have my model somewhere. Okay, I do. It's right here. How big is this? Open with paint, and then I can just shrink it down. There we go. And then we'll have something for the laptop to work with. I could even take this. I could take this rig on vacation. The 50th anniversary re-release of Star Wars: A New Hope will be in IMAX. Okay, unaltered. Okay, yeah, that could be. God, 50 years. I was gonna say that's long, but also not that long. Wait, are you kidding me? The third season of Superman, The Adventures of Superman, Owl House Superman, Superman and lose. Space Princess Superman. No, Space Princess Clark. Pardon me. Oh God, this thing's huge. Yeah, 6,000 by 6,000 pixels. Okay, I just need to resize this. Which is my original? Is that the one on here? Also 6,000? I mean, that would make sense, and that would be fine because this is a PC and it can run it, even though it's an older model. Okay, see you, Underwolf. You take care. If you're going to show up tonight, we're going to do some more Marvel Rivals. He did Alter show up earlier? Oh, I guess he didn't. Okay. Well, we'll see him tonight. Let's see. Let me do percentage. I guess about like 20%. Yeah, that's fine. I can work with this. Oh shit. That's right. Paint won't let you save as an actual PNG, or it loses its transparency. Okay, so never mind. Don't save it here. Crapola. Do I still have Paint Tool Say on here? I do. Okay, good. Yeah, I could probably take this on vacations now. Okay, and then we want to resize this shit. I can hear Grandma's phone in the other room. Well, actually, that might be my phone. Usually goes, hallelujah. Where is my phone? Booker was a bad dog. He ate my burrito this morning. I made eggs. Actually, Blake was here, but he didn't eat any breakfast with us. So I had to go, and we had like 2 packages of sausage that we originally had in the freezer, so I couldn't put it back in there. So I ended up having to make some of it. Made a breakfast burrito for Mama and then myself. I eat about half of it. I go take my pills this morning, and I come back and he's pilfered it. Which I don't know how sick he's going to be since I put red peppers in it, since I couldn't find green peppers. Where is my phone? Oh, okay, it's out here. It's sitting right here on the chair. I just hope he ain't sick. I love you, but don't be bad. He had to go in his cage for at least 30 minutes. Back up. Yeah, this kind of turned out good. Yeah, with the fighting position and the wonkiness. I like the facial expressions. Okay, that's saved. Wait, did I even resize this? No, I did not. Okay. I'm getting distracted. Let's try 12%. Actually, how bad is this? That seems small. No, that actually seems pretty good. Never mind. I take it back. And G, back up, back up. It's got to be an image. That works out fine. Okay, now let's also see if I can add a spectralizer or something. Not really. I'm not seeing one. OBS, I'll have to look and see if I can download one. OBS spectralizer. What am I using here? This is something different over here. I think I have it connected to mic. I have it in avatar. Okay, hold on. We don't want to. Where am I streaming from? I'm not streaming from this window. I'm streaming from this window. So I got to go into studio mode. I can look. Avatar mic. No, I do have a spectralizer. And it's just called a spectralizer source. Okay. I'll see if I can download that. Oh. Yeah, this computer's running like super fast. There must have been something I added to this computer that was making everything like run super slow. I hope it wasn't the driver, the tablet driver. Oh, yes. Okay, spectralizer. This is from 2009. Hopefully it'll work. And you can use this on version minimum of 24. That's perfect. I've got 29 on here. This is great. Windows installer. Okay, cool. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. We got this. We got this by the ass. I say that, but that character always ends up dead by the end of the movie. I say always as if it's not a movie. And oh, that's right. I had this old thing set up. I had an old boxing ring. I still do. I have a boxing ring model of in Blender. You know, it's 3 lines, but that's not the boxing ring part. The ring is the elevated platform in the corners, the padded corners with the poles and all that, and how they terminate into Yeah, I think I colored this because we got another 30 minutes left. Shaded, pardon me. Oh, look at this. Someone made a new thing. That guy who does critiques of designs made a new TB Skynet shorts. I'll watch that later. Did it do it? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hey, B. How you doing? Get into fighting games, Invincible. Oh, that's lovely artwork. Oh, this shit's live. Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'll have to watch that later. Oh, wow. Ask Jeeves has officially shut down after 25 years run. God, I remember Ask Jeeves. That was the first thing I just like. We went to the computer lab. I think that's my first interaction with the internet. It was middle school, uh, which we had computers in grade school. I'm trying to think. We had grades and we had computers in grade school. They were all like that, really flat green text. We would just type, and I mean, we could play a few games on there. I think they were all Amigas or something. Anyway, the school had like a bunch of them donated, and we were like, okay, you could type your essays on them, but it was just faster to handwrite it at the time. Uh, yes, at the time, because you didn't have a printer or anything. Uh, and you were in fourth, or you were like in fourth grade. It's not like you're writing you were writing very small essays. I'm trying to think about. Let's see what happened. Oh yeah, we went to the computer lab one time, and they were just like, you could chat with other people, which I guess was a thing. And then all I would do is just like type hi, and I would just say hi to everybody because I couldn't figure out what was I supposed to do. And I went through my own trolling period, but it only lasted like a week because the teacher lied to us. She came back and says, there's this thing called spam, and I don't know if it's actually true or not, if it was actually like me just saying hi over and over and over again to other people. I don't know what we were supposed to be writing, but that's all I was doing. Because I was like, well, this is dumb. Which in theory it was. It was good practice for like learning how to actually interact with other people online on a very microcosm of your classroom. But on the other hand, I was doing that, and people were literally turning their heads and asking me what was I doing, and I just had this big shit-eating grin on my face. Because why not? What is this? What are we doing? Um, and the computer teacher, who I think at the time was the librarian, but anyway, she says, "Oh, there's this thing called spam, and it really like it hurts the network or something like that. It hurts the computers." And then I was like, "Oh no, I was hurting the computer by just saying, just spamming hi over and over again." I don't know if that's true. I don't know how hi is different from any other message. I think it was mainly at the time just a way to like stop me from doing that. So I just stopped. But the point is, I went through this whole little microcosm of being like a troll. I was the troll of a landline. How pathetic could that be? But I grew out of that super quick. Just like we all go through that one period, and it just depends on how fast you grow out of it. But anyway, I remember like this now years later. This is middle school, specifically like maybe 6 years later, since I was in fourth grade and now I'm in middle school. We go to the computer lab and they're trying to teach us how to use the internet, I guess, which is weird because the subsequent years was me hearing in high school, learning like, oh, you can't use the internet for your research. It's like, well, why did you teach me the internet then? But anyway, middle school, we go in there and she like puts up a thing on the board, and it's an HTTP site, and we're like, we have to type all that out. We have to type out this nonsense in order to like get like, what am I doing? Oh, I'm just reading stuff. That's what this website does. But I do remember Ask Jeeves, because she did say the website to Ask Jeeves. And I was like, and it's like, Ask Jeeves anything. And I was like, okay. And I think I ended up asking it like the weather or something. Because I didn't, at the time, I didn't figure out like you can ask it like, hey, show me pictures of Simpsons episodes. Or I want to like see some cartoon stills or whatever. Or like, what's some good music? I was a relatively late comer to the internet. I think when we also had computer lab in high school, and that was when you had to actually have like either a computer or a typewriter, especially if you were in like advanced classes, which I was in a couple of them. You had to actually, it was faster just to type everything out. That way you can move around all your ideas and everything. Very similar to what you're doing now when you're like making video essays or scripts or stuff. I still remember just like looking through. That's when someone was like, "Hey, check out this comic," and it was what was it? I mean, there was Dandy and Company, which was pretty fun, but there was, what's the one where they used the sprites? 8-Bit Theater, that's what it was. Anyway, I remember 8-Bit Theater. But anyway, yeah. And I didn't know the computer lab was open. I probably would have gone there and read a bunch of webcomics. My Sabrina Online. Is Sabrina Online still online? Let me see. Sabrina. God, that thing stopped like maybe 20 years ago. Or 15, I don't know. Not Devotion Online. Where did I get Devotion? Sabrina Online. Yeah, look at that. Oh God, they've got a book collection. Oh wait, is this going? Did they add new stuff? Is he doing that? March 2000. Oh wait, no. Maybe? You got new comics. He's doing new comics. He posts them every once in a while. All right, hell yeah. Oh. Oh yeah, I'm just adding a crowd in the background, just a bunch of heads. Pardon me. Okay, did I load? Did that load? Mhm, mhm. Spectralizer, book more. Yay, I got one. Got a spectralizer. I want, how about a ring? Why? No, circle. Yeah, that'll do fine. That'll be for when I'm outside. There we go. Very good. And then the mic will, it'll be attached to spectralizer filter mode. What's Monster Cat? Okay, never mind. What color do I have here? Is it just blue? It's a bluish white, like a robin's egg blue. Fine, it's down here. The source will be from Mike. Scale, gravity, pins. Yeah, okay, that's good. And that's decent enough. Very good. Okay, that's done. Great. So the next time I need to work outside, we'll take this out and get that done. I'm going to shut you down. Did I not do any shading, or am I just working on the background in this one? It's been so long. Yeah, okay, I'm doing shading. There we go. Shut down anyway. Not restart, shut down. Yeah, I had this on there for like, I guess I didn't. I must have done I must have done a Let's Draw, but I didn't do an Artcast. I've got a bunch of these saved up. Hello, beautifuls. There was a dog running around here a lot yesterday. Uh, we think that one of the neighbors was babysitting it. Hopefully, it got back to him. Little puppy. Working on updates. 90% complete. All right, that's not bad. No, you can't have any. You stole my burrito. You stole my burrito this morning, you big butt. Yeah, there you go. God. There's a subtle implication with your with the little hearts in her eyes. I believe it is canon or one episode where I forget what. Oh yeah, Cookie opened a bra shop and was all like, "Hey, you know," and she was actually doing really very successful about making everyone feel pretty. And I think she was putting a bra on her. She's an stuck up, uptight neighbor, and turned around and laid a big old kiss on Cookie and was like, "Oh, whoa, whoa!" And she's like, she was just like, "I'm sorry, I'm just kind of, I'm desperately lonely." Because of complications with her husband, and I think those got sorted out. So yeah, might be canon wise, might be bi. Go on, I'm just making coffee. There we go. God, it's almost 1. Okay. Plans for Halloween, of course. I've already started the Mumsters. I'm working on my phone. I'm doing phone sketches in between everything because that way. I think I reiterated this last time, but if I'm doing commissions on a phone, it's like, well, I want to get it done by the time I actually get home. So, and by the time I get home, it's like, well, I have like one head, and I could have done that. I could have done that just like starting it super fast. And I've also lost footage of it. I think this is a good little compromise to have some stuff ready by Halloween, and I can also do all the actual artwork on while have it recorded. So far, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sketches, which doesn't seem like a lot, but actually, if while you're running around in between stuff, going to the store, standing in line in a grocery store, getting your oil changed, stuff like that. It all adds up. But that's like works of a week worths a week worths of prep work done right there. As for that, yeah, I'm working on the videos. I said I've got a pumpkin plant growing out in the back that I use. I harvest them from the seeds from the pumpkins last year, so that'll hopefully be if they'll start growing. Um, for some reason, the female seeds wouldn't. I mean, the female plants. All squashes have a male and a female flower. So it's like, well, do you? It's nothing about anything you can do. It's just whether or not the female flower wants to open, get pollinated, and if it does, then a new form of vegetation starts growing. If it doesn't, then it literally just there's this little bulb that of a would-be pumpkin or a would-be squash, and if it doesn't get pollinated, then it just kind of it falls off and does nothing. Yesterday was the first time that a female flower opened up, and I was able to take a male flower and kind of force the pollen in there. Naturally, you would wait for if in nature it would be like a fly or a bee that would do it. You can of course self-pollinate, which is what I did. Hold on, let me get back there. Almost. Yeah, there. 6 seconds left. There. We'll stop here. Looks good. Favorite RPG? Ah, God, that's a tricky one. I mean, I just was given Super Mario, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. That's a good one. Final Fantasy IX is great. I'm trying to think about other ones that I've actually played recently. I mean, I know I played them, but I haven't well, of course, there's Pokemon and all that. But a Pokemon game's a Pokemon game. Maybe Yellow. Yeah, if I had to choose my favorite classic, Yellow would be good. Other RPGs. What was another one? Was there a Cthulhu RPG that I played recently? I'm trying to remember, for last year. Oh well. But anyway, that's about it for this one. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Thank you all for joining me while I took care of some other stuff. We will see what tomorrow or the next time our paths cross. We'll see what we got. And yeah, I will see you later. Y'all have a good one. Bye.